Alright, what's going on, guys? Here we got the Syx Moto hole shot, and I'm going to do the 1 month review. I have been riding this thing around, I want to say, just for a little bit every few days, so I definitely got to say a few things about this, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So the things that I've done to this bike is I've only zip tied on this front light right here, and then there was that little, there was a pad right here for the handlebars, and I just took that off because sometimes it was harder to turn, or it was just kind of in there. So that's literally all I've done to this bike, is just add the light and take off that little pad. The things I like about it is it's fast. Top speed tested it. I have that video up if you want to go see it. The range is about 20 to 25 miles per hour on this thing, so it's pretty fast for how small this thing is. The other thing I like is the brakes work really well. Whenever you pull, you don't have to pull the levers too far to get them to activate. So you can also, it's really easy to adjust if you need to, kind of just adjust the brakes. I will say that the front brake drags a little bit, but I could probably fix that if I spent the time on it. Another thing I gotta say is the exhaust on this thing sounds amazing. It's just like a 50cc two-stroke, but it sounds, really loud, and just, it sounds nice, honestly. So the tires are in great shape. Well, at least the front one's in great shape. The back one is definitely starting to show a little more wear than the front one is, because I think most of the weight is kind of down on this thing. So it's getting worn down faster. The air filter stays pretty clean, honestly. I haven't done anything with it yet. It is a mesh filter. I kind of want to trade that out for more of a foam filter. So this just has a little pull start, and it's easy enough that even a smaller kid could pull it. It's not like, think of like a lawnmower type pull start where you kind of got to pull it hard or fast. You can kind of just pull it slow, and then you might have to do it like 2 or 3 times, but it'll start. It's not like you're yanking on it, pulling it. So that's pretty nice, and if a small kid's riding this, it is easy to pull, and they will be able to do it. And then right here you got your choke, which you barely ever need that, but it is there. And then your fuel on and off. For your fuel on and off, you spin it. It's on if it's like that, but you can spin it either way. So you can see like that, or you can go like that, and that turns it on. So I don't even know if that's supposed to be like that, but it does work either way, so nice. The spark plug, I haven't even changed the spark plug yet, and it's been a month, so I probably will need to change the spark plug soon, but I haven't had any problems yet. This thing runs pretty rich though. You can see there's these little black dots all right here on there, and even on the chain guard on the other side. Actually, you might be able to see this really well. There's like this black on this red brake. That's all oil from the exhaust that kind of drip down on it or whatever when you're riding. You can see kind of around the exhaust there's some oil. It went down the exhaust a little bit, so this thing runs pretty rich. You're most likely gonna have to change your spark plugs pretty often, or at least clean off your spark plug. One thing I'll say is the rear shock isn't the best if you're heavy like me. It bottoms out even when you just sit on it, and if you hit a bump, it's really uncomfortable. This thing's pretty hard to ride whenever you're big, and it hurts your butt if you sit on this seat for too long. If you're bigger, if you're a smaller kid, most of this stuff like the rear shock and the seat, that'll be fine for you. But if you're bigger and you kind of want it as a pit bike, you might have your butt might hurt if you ride for more than 10 minutes. That's what I'll say. I really do like the size of this grip here. You can see my hand. My hands are probably average size. The size of this grip fits perfect on my hand. So I really do like that. They're not too small. Handlebars are good. I just wish that the handlebars were a tiny bit up, because you can see whenever I go to turn, it does fit like under my legs, but it's like pretty tight. I could just get bigger handlebars, but I just wish they were a little bit taller. And even with me riding on this thing, foot pegs, they work great. They spring back into place. You know, the spring isn't the strongest, but it works. You can't really wear like boots or anything that supports your ankle a lot, because really whenever you're kind of on this thing, your like leg, let me get down, you can kind of see that your foot, your leg is kind of going to be angled up forward, so you can't really have anything. Crocs or some tennis shoes will be fine. So now I'm going to get to the bad things. I lost a screw. I think it was in the first few days. Let me see. You see like these, there's, that one's loose. Yeah, that one's loose right there. Let me check these. It might have been that one, but there's these 4 screws up under here, and I lost one. But then I found it, and I was like, huh, what does this do? And then I looked all around, and it was under there. So make sure those are tightened down. I haven't lost any other screws or anything, so that's good. And then the other bad thing is the exhaust leaks. Whenever it's running, I can feel hot air, you know, like right here, like down here in this area, so it leaks. I think it's the gasket up here in the front. It's probably not sealed, so it's not like the end of the world, but it is kind of bad, because if your exhaust isn't sealed and you're gonna go ride for like, you know, 20 or 30 minutes, then you're probably gonna have some problems with how hot this bike gets. So I will figure out something for that and then seal that up, and then like fix it, because I want this thing to last a while. Other than that, just like the bolt falling out and the exhaust not being sealed all the way, it's not like the exhaust still comes out the back, but there's a small area where I can feel air coming out. So other than that exhaust problem and then just losing a bolt underneath, that's really all the problems I've had with this thing in a month. I'll start looking into more of the spark plug and seeing maybe you could get away with running this thing on 30-to-1, so you don't foul your spark plugs as much and you're not running it too rich, but you won't blow up your bike. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say about this thing. I will probably do a 3-month review or something later, so check for that. And yeah, I'm Bataha. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see y'all in the next one.